This time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm building a headlight bar and some shock mounts so I can run this Model A hot rod shop truck fenderless to take it to an open wheel hot rod show. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Alright, I'm halfway through the building of this dropped headlight bar. I've got the 29 headlights that I had on here originally, and I got the headlight bar dropped down, and we're doing some custom mount action using an old set of Fender braces. And I've also got some new shock mounts built, but let's go back in time and I'll show you how I did it. So here's the headlight bar. It's the original 29 bar. It's got the straight centerpiece. If it was a 30-31, it would have an arch to it. So you can see it's a conglomeration of 1-inch square stock and shock mounts, and I originally had this when I had the suicide front end. It was welded onto the frame rails at the cross member, and then the shocks were bolted up in an angle and tied into here, and the headlights are here, and the radiator also mounted to this. So I'm going to cut all this off, just use the headlight bar. So I'll cut all this crap off and I'll go from there. Boom! Alright, bam, I got the headlight bar all cleaned up. What we're going to use to mount this to the frame is the original set of 2829 Fender braces. And I thought these are cast iron because they're kind of tinny, but maybe not. So I ground on the end of it though, and I welded on it, and I tried chipping it off, and it seems to be welding all right. So maybe they're just forged steel, because I can see where they got forging lines on them, and I thought maybe they're cast, but they're probably forged steel, because cast iron on a Fender brace would probably be brittle and snap off. But anyways, I can weld on them. So what I want to do is take them over here, and where the stamp Fender braces bolt on, I've got to repair this one, but I want to bolt them on in the same spot, right where the stock, where they would have been bolted on originally. And then I'm going to take the headlight bar, or we'll weld onto the top of them about here, right in front of the grill. And then also the shock mount is going to lean over. I'll probably weld a piece of tubing to the side of this so I can bolt a bolt through for the shock, and pretty much replicate what we got here, but use this and make it all tubular steel to mount up the headlight bar. So I think that's going to be the best plan on both these Fender braces, and weld this on. It's going to be a little bit lower since there's not fenders. I don't need the headlights up mid-stroke, so I'm going to lower them just a little bit and use the original headlights I had on the truck because they're already ready to hook up to the wires. Alright, so one of the first steps here is I got to make a shock mount before I can make the separate headlight bar. I've saved these pieces. I'm bringing them down here. I'm working on making a plate that's going to sandwich and actually weld to this to reinforce this, but it's going to get on there. It's going to go something like this and weld on here and have the shock mount come in at an angle. It's kind of the angle's kind of extreme. It's almost 45 degrees, not quite, but I really don't have any better way to mount this because the headlight bar is going to be kind of low, and I'm not going to run the truck fenderless for very long, so I think it'll be alright being over here. It might not dampen the action as much as it could be if the shock was up like this, where it is when the fenders are on, but I kind of got to work with what I got to work with here. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this. So this is going to kind of lay in like this. I'm going to grind this bracket up and weld it on here. And I'm going to cut this and contour it around to kind of shape it, cut all this excess off and shape it down here. And so it'll be a little tab with a double shear action to mount the upper shock right tight down to the frame. So I just started roughing this thing in. I drilled a couple holes, got it bolted to the frame. I'm getting a rough idea where I got to cut it. So I'm going to clean up a couple of these things and get this thing ready to rock and roll here. the shock mount tacked onto the plate. Let's go back over and throw it up on there and see how it looks. Then I can trim some of this excess off the top here to start to shape it up, and then I'll use it as a template on the other one. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'll have enough room to get the nut on the back side here. Got the shock out extended. Let me just give her a bounce and we'll see if the plate deflects at all. Oh yeah. Alright, so we can see that the plate's really deflecting there, so I'm going to have to add some a stiffener to the back side. I'm going to have to do probably like a foot that bolts to the frame or something like that to stiffen this up, because I'm going to trim a lot of this off, so it's going to lose even more rigidity. But in theory it's going to work. The shock seems to work good, so I think we're on the right track. But I think this is going to work good enough to get me where I got to be. So I'm just going to trim it off here and come across here at an angle like that. Something like that. Trim it down. Yeah, I think it'll be alright. There we go. I pretty much got the rough shape cut out. I'm just going to round the corners with a grinder. But before that, I'm going to take it and make the other plate. I'm going to lay this out here and make a template for the other side on here like that. But it's coming out good. Alright, I finished fabbing up the other side. I've got it all tacked together. And what I also did here is I added these inner pieces, which I'm gonna have to drill a new hole in the frame. I'm gonna drill down through this and put one bolt in each side, but this will double shear the mount. It'll bolt it here and bolt to the side so the thing can't flex around. So I've got it tacked in place. I'm gonna take it over and weld it up on the table, and this is good to go. And then get to cutting down these arms and getting a headlight bar on here. There we go, bam, all welded up. Woo! Bang, that's hot, hot. Set it down, they're hot. All right, bam, here we go. Got this all fabbed up, ready to rock and roll. The shocks are mounted in here with a bolt. I bolted down through the frame here with the gusset, so this is all tied in super strong. Let's go ahead and give her the bounce test. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No flex in that action. Bam. So that's super strong now. This will be right on the money for holding these shocks on. Super mounted up. Now the next step to do is to cut off these fender braces and get this headlight bar mounted up here somehow. I think what I'm going to do is probably just cut these right off and then weld this right to the end to make it like it goes around in a kind of like a trapezoid. It's the word of the day, trapezoid. And then the headlights will mount right here. It'll be about just a little below center of the grill, and I think that'll look pretty good. Plus, if I wanted to raise it up at all, I'd have to heat these up and bend it up if I wanted to heat it up. But maybe what I should do is get the headlights and bolt them up on here, and then we can get a better idea of what we're looking at. But I like the lights being kind of low. Alright, it took me a little bit longer than I expected to find my headlights. It's the next day now, but here they are. Bam! These are the original 29 Model A headlights I ran on this truck with sealed beam conversions. I got some pinstriping on top, and I've got them mounted on that headlight bar. So with the fender stanchions here, I want to weld them on right to the end of the bar here where I cut it off, and it's 32 inches, so I measured roughly 32 inches. I left a little bit extra here. We're going to cut these off And then this bar is going to sit down here, right about there. And then I'm just going to weld it back on and use the fender braces to hold the headlight bar. So what it's going to do is, I don't have the grill shell, like I said, it's at the sandblaster, but the top of the grill shell's here and the bottom is about the height of this wooden block down here. So when it'll put the headlights below center line of the grill, which is a good look for fenderless cars. And if you had it up here too high, you know, they could be kind of high up in the air and bug-eye. So they're going to end up being down low and back about here. So it's going to look pretty good with the grill shell. And really complete the look I'm looking for. So I'm going to get something here, probably the sawzall, and cut these off, and then we'll be able to set the headlight bar up on there and tack it up on and get a good look at it. Appear to be running out of battery here. Brand new out of the box. I had to get it because my old one broke. My Craftsman corded sawzall broke, so now we got this new DeWalt made in USA deal. Here we go. Let's try it out. Oop. The blades. Run in here. Boom! Well, that's sure exciting. That's the end of that blade. Bam! Now, let's see how this looks. Aha! Ooh, that's tight to the... It's gotta go right about there. Perfect. That's going to be awesome. That's about the right height. The headlights are just a little bit above the tires, but they're not too high because of the channel body. You want to have be too bug-eyed. I think that's going to turn out pretty good. All right, so the headlight's off. Here's the bar, and I was going to place it between these two and weld it on here, but it looks kind of goofy here. The way this is super fat, and then it's going to kind of weld in here, and I thought maybe I can heat these up and bend them, but there's not enough room to get inboard of the bucket, and I thought about widening the headlight bar, and that's not going to look good. But then I had an aha moment. Aha! The upper parts I cut off, I drilled it out to 7/16, which is the bolt on this fender brace. I'm going to bolt this piece, which is curved a little bit here, right on place of this, and it gets me inboard enough where I got to be. So let's wing this off here real fast. Check this out. There's 3 bolts, 2 3/8, and then 1 7/16. So the 2 3/8 bolts will just go through and hold the shock mount on, and then the 7/16 bolt will go and hold the headlight bar. So I'll take the fender brace off, bam, like that. The 2 3/8 bolts will go back on for the shock mount. Hold the plate to the frame. Like so. And the 7/16 bolt, I'll take the headlight bar and put it up like this. And then I'm going to drill a second hole through this plate for the second hole with another 3/8 bolt to hold that up. But, you know, let's just kind of eyeball this in place here. Where's the nut? Set this up now. I'm going to cut this back off down here, but look at this. Now I'll be able to have this piece curved up in place here, and it'll be fine. I can weld back here under the headlight bar, have the headlight hanging out here. I'll have the cool effect of having this double D10, everything's all bolted together, and I'll still get to put the headlight bar where I want it. So this is really going to work out awesome. I have no head, but I got a hand with a thumbs up. There we go, bam. Okay, here we go. I've got the mounts bolted up here on both sides, and I've cleaned up my headlight bar. Where's my center line? And look, check this out. This is a lot better. It's going to look super trick. It's going to have the double up bolts holes that all, you know, somebody might be able to tell what it is, but it's going to make a nice stanchion to set this bar on. I got everything measured out and figured out here and where it's going to go. So I'm ready to tack this on, and then I'm going to wait and drill the lower bolt holes later when I get the grill shell back, just in case I got to move it ahead like a 1/4 inch or so. I have room to do that because I don't want to get it all mounted solid then find out that it's too close to the grill. But I do have my angle and all that set for the headlight bar. Whoop. So I think I can go ahead and tack the sucker on here. Tack. Bam, there we go. Check that out. This worked super awesome. I got a nice little headlight bar. I got a nice detail to mount it up here. It's going to have a double shear. There are 2 bolts down here to mount it up good so it won't vibrate around. They clear the tires. I turn the tires. Everything's kind of tied up in here where it needs to be. I like it. And I get to have the headlight bar, which I always like to have a headlight bar on. I think it makes kind of a nod to the original look when you have the headlight bar versus just a separate headlight mount. But now I can run this thing fenderless. I can take it to the open wheel show in Easter weekend in Buffalo, and I can actually drive it around like this. I wire up the headlights, and I got shocks and everything. I can drive it around fenderless while I'm working on putting the fenders and all that on, so I can have an option to run fenders or no fenders. Just switch out the headlight bar and the shock mounts. I can do one or the other. So, pretty cool episode this time. I'm happy the way this turned out. And next time we're on to something else on the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting on new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts. Tell your friends. And we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop for more fabricating on the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck.